In 13 years of making videos, I've never talked about this. I'm on the autism spectrum. According to my medical notes, I have something called atypical autism. Now, I don't know much about this, and I can't give a whole lot of insight myself because the investigation was never really finished. My psychiatrist went on to do, he moved to another city, and the guy that took over from him just discharged me. So I can only give snippets as to what I was actually like and what I'm like today, and how autism just affects me in general. So as a kid, when I was really young, 2 or 3-ish, it became clear that I was extremely introverted, and I would fixate on numbers and words, just in general. And I was quite sensitive to certain noises and emotional music. I was especially sensitive to being yelled at. I say was, I'll get to that. But basically, once I got into school, I started seeing a psychiatrist, and they would work with me on certain things. I was quite good in school. I was really good in things like maths and English, but at the same time, my motor control was terrible. So I was terrible at things like handwriting and PE and stuff like that. With the help of some occupational therapy and my time in seeing the psychiatrist, that got helped out quite a lot, and I now have at least passable motor control. And as to the psychological stuff, the things like the sensitivity to loud noises, the emotional music, it's not going to come as a shock just by looking at me that I'm quite into quite heavy music, so that doesn't seem to really affect me that much anymore. But the yelling still does. The yelling still causes me to get really upset. Even now, I'm 31. That hasn't really gone away ever. But this is it's been quite difficult to make this video because I don't really know what to say, because I don't know much about what it is I have, whether, to what extent you can even really say I have anything, and because it's an awkward situation because, a lot of people don't grow out of autistic symptoms, whereas I, for the most part, have. But because the investigation was never really completed, I have this enormous kind of question in the back of my mind as to whether individual things about me, individual traits that I have, are because of my autism, or because of something else that maybe it was never autism at all. And all of that's clearly a big mess, and I clearly need to see a therapist to have all of this sorted out. And at some point, fairly soon, I hope I will. But yeah, it was just to tell you guys that, and there we go.